The twister descended like a vengeful god. In London, Kentucky, the Freeman family huddled in their hallway as 200-mile-per-hour winds peeled their roof away. "Get in the tub!" 28-year-old Jason screamed, tackling his mother into the porcelain sanctuary that would save their lives. His father, thrown 20 yards into the road, awoke to a nightmare. His home reduced to toothpicks, his neighbor's Ford F-150 impaled in an oak tree. By dawn, 18 counties lay in ruins. Rescue teams pulled bodies from collapsed schools, while National Guard helicopters dropped water to survivors trapped on rooftops. "It's biblical," muttered Sheriff Ed Carter, staring at a church steeple speared through a Walmart. But as FEMA scrambled, another storm brewed 800 miles west, one forged not by nature, but hatred. Chapter 2. The Palm Springs Paradox. Dr. Emily Torres arrived at her clinic at 5:15 a.m., unaware the parking lot security camera would capture her last moments. At 5:32, a fireball lit the desert sky. The blast shattered windows 3 blocks away, leaving the American Reproductive Health Center a smoldering crater. Among the debris, fragments of a manifesto titled, "The Unborn Lie." FBI agent Maria Gutierrez read aloud, "Life is the disease. We are the cure." The bomber, a 34-year-old Marine vet from 29 Palms, had mailed letters to 17 senators before detonating. He wasn't pro-life, Gutierrez told Fox News. He wanted no life. As investigators raced to intercept his final package, addressed to the White House, a different kind of explosion rocked Capitol Hill. Chapter 3. Trump's Gambit. Air Force One touched down at Joint Base Andrews with $1.8 trillion in deals and a political time bomb. Saudi Crown Prince MBS had pledged $600 billion in U.S. investments. Qatar vowed to buy 210 Boeing jets. But in the Oval Office, Speaker Mike Johnson faced mutiny. "The big beautiful bill is DOA," growled Freedom Caucus Chair Chip Roy, brandishing a CBO report. "You're adding $4 trillion to the deficit." The bill, a 2,300-page behemoth combining tax cuts, border wall funding, and Medicaid reforms, had fractured the GOP. "Compromise? Hell no!" shouted Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene during a closed-door briefing. Yet Trump's Truth Social post lit the fuse. "Republicans who block this are traitors. Pass it now." Chapter 4. Midnight in the Budget Committee. At 9:57 p.m., aides wheeled in boxes of pizza. The House Budget Committee's showdown had already lasted 14 hours. Representative Ralph Norman, RSC, clutching a pocket constitution, filibustered, "This Medicaid work delay till 2029? Socialism." Democrats jeered as Chair Jody Arrington slammed his gavel. "Mr. Norman, your mic is cut." Across the aisle, AOC live tweeted, "They're gutting SNAP to fund tax breaks for yacht buyers." At 11:48, a staffer handed Johnson a note. Moody's downgraded U.S. debt. The speaker's face paled. By 2:14 a.m., the vote stood frozen at 19-19. "Adjourn!" shouted Rep. Ilhan Omar. But as dawn broke, a surprise defector emerged, and with it, a scandal that would rock the Supreme Court. Chapter 5. The Bench's Betrayal Justice. Samuel Alito never blinked. "Nationwide injunctions," he scoffed, "are judicial tyranny." The landmark United States versus Texas case, challenging Trump's repeal of birthright citizenship, had turned into a constitutional cage match. "So one judge in Brownsville can nullify federal policy for $330 million?" Kavanaugh asked. But the real bombshell exploded during recess. Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan, a progressive icon, was indicted for helping an undocumented defendant flee ICE agents. "Judicial immunity," her lawyer argued, citing Trump's recent Supreme Court victory. She was performing her duties. ICE's rebuttal? Security footage showing Dugan whispering, "La puerta trasera," the back door, to a cartel-linked murderer. Chapter 6. Shadows over Gaza. The video reached CNN at 3 a.m. Gaza time. American hostage Adnan Alexander, 26, blinked into the camera, his first sunlight in 203 days. They kept me in a tunnel under a hospital, he rasped. Hamas's price? $500 million and a U.S. veto on UN ceasefire resolutions. No deals with terrorists, Netanyahu declared. Yet hours later, Saudi F-15s struck Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, escalating what Trump called the deal of the century. Behind closed doors, Special Envoy Adam Boehler brokered a secret trade, Qatari gas fields for Hamas's remaining captives. It's ugly, Boehler told Fox News, but that's how peace is built, brick by bloody brick. Chapter 7. Biden's Reckoning. The audio file leaked at noon. Mr. President, when did your son die? Special Counsel Robert Hur's voice was ice. Was it 2015? Or later? Silence. Then Biden's whisper, I can't recall. For 22 minutes, the leader of the free world stumbled, forgetting the year Trump was elected, confusing Syria with Somalia. RNC chairwoman Laura Trump. He's unfit. 25th Amendment now. But in Richmond, Senator Tim Kaine, D. Virginia, countered, look at his State of the Union. Look at the GDP. Privately, Democrats panicked. A Pelosi aide's text went viral. We knew. God help us all. Chapter 8. Blood on the Asphalt. John Weaver's scream echoed through the Arapahoe County courtroom. 50 hours community service? My daughter's dead. His 24-year-old Caitlin had been obliterated by a stolen Tesla doing 92 miles per hour, driven by an unlicensed 15-year-old Honduran migrant. The DA's office cited juvenile justice reforms, but leaked emails revealed a grimmer truth. Avoid media optics of ICE detention, an ADA had written. As hashtag Justice for Caitlin trended, Colorado's governor deployed riot police outside the courthouse. This isn't about immigration, Weaver told Tucker Carlson. It's about value. My girl's life meant nothing to them. Chapter 9. The Midnight Vote. They passed it at 4:17 a.m. The big beautiful bill squeaked through 217 to 215, with every Democrat and 14 GOP rebels voting no. Trump's Truth Social erupted, huge win thanks to patriots like MTG. But in the Capitol basement, aides scrambled to redact pork. $3 billion for a Kentucky tornado relief fund controlled by Mitch McConnell's brother-in-law. $800 million for border tech, awarded to a startup run by Jared Kushner. Meanwhile, Moody's announced a second downgrade. We're governing like Argentina, groaned Senator Mitt Romney. His staff handed him a Xanax. Chapter 10. Dawn's uncertain light by sunrise. America stood fractured. In Kentucky, Jason Freeman sifted through his parents' rubble, finding his father's World War II medals. In Palm Springs, Dr. Torres's widow burned the manifesto pages in her fireplace. At Quantico, Agent Gutierrez intercepted the bomber's final letter, addressed to Trump's Mar-a-Lago. And in Gaza, Adon Alexander hugged his mother under Hamas's watchful guns, whispering, "They're still down there, Mom. We have to go back." As Air Force One taxied for another Middle East run, Trump tweeted, "America's great again." But on the White House lawn, a lone protester sign asked what every citizen felt. At what cost? Epilogue. The storm's eye. History would remember this week not as a crisis, but a crossroads. A nation that rebuilt after tornadoes, yet couldn't mend its soul. A president who bought peace with oil, yet lost it in quicksand. And a people who, amid the rubble and rage, still dared to hope. But beyond the headlines, in quiet corners, the truth flickered. Some storms don't end. They simply change direction.